no doubt is a very well positioned as a material of choice for a sustainable society. Zinc is durable. The life and durability of the steel are improved when coated with zinc. Zinc is recyclable. It can be recycled infinitely without losing its properties and qualities. Zinc is essential nutrient for human health and crops. Zinc is a sustainable source of energy, high specific energy, safety, recyclability, low cost, and zero emissions. Urbanization, infrastructure, and industrialization are the main drivers for zinc consumption. Infrastructure applications with galvanized steel are often in service for more than 50 years. No other material can provide such efficient and cost-effective protection for steel. It is estimated that damage caused by corrosion accounts for 3.4% of the global GDP. States are that 40% of the total world zinc production comes today from recycling or secondary zinc. And besides the presence of zinc coating on steel, it does not affect steel's recyclability. So right now, in our case, for example, in some of our smelters, we are able to recover zinc from electric furnace powder generated as a residue by the electric furnaces. And we estimate, as I said, that a significant part of the coated steel in the market should be able to provide zinc to the zinc industry. Recycle of zinc coated steel provides an important new source of raw material.
So looking at global zinc demand, we believe that actually in the last cycle, peak global demand was in 2017, prior to the cyclical economic slowing, and that was around about 12.7 million tonnes. We see the next peak demand probably occurring in 2024, 2025, but COVID still has the potential to inhibit this recovery. And particularly, I mean, at the moment, we're seeing India seeing consequences of a further wave of infections. And I think in the case of China, because of the fiscal stimulus and the monetary stimulus we saw in 2020 and in the first half of this year, we now don't need to see any consecutive month-on-month growth in order to meet a GDP target. Now, they haven't set an actual target, but the expectation is this is going to be, and the indications from the Chinese government is that this is going to be along the lines of the usual 6.5% growth in GDP. Longer term, we believe that the trend in Chinese demand is flat at best, and indeed with discussions with a number of Chinese consumers ourselves in person, during our visits in China, there is a belief now that peak annual zinc usage is now in the past, probably 2016, 2017. And what we're going to see is China looking at this more economic mature state.
Just a high level. So Age Asset Metals, we have two projects. We are based in the Balkan regions. Our flagship project is it's a silver zinc project in Bosnia and Herzegovina, and we also have a zinc silver lead project in in Serbia. The project in Bosnia is quite well advanced. I think, as I mentioned, there's a lot of zinc exploration development companies all competing for capital at the moment. I think we're very much stand out in that respect. But as a company with our strategy, we intend to keep both a precious and base metals exposure. And because our geology consists of sphalerite, galena, tetrahedrite, chalcopyrite, we actually have this sort of quite nice balance of precious and base metals. When you are sort of heavily correlated to a single metal, and that comes out of favor, it does at times make your business a little bit more challenging. And as with any development company, we are advancing a project into production, but exploration is always part of the story. We're always looking for those extra tons that we can add on to the end of the mine life, and that's part of a large part of our cash spend this year will be on exploration. We've got a cash balance of about 33 million, and 20 million of that will go on exploration. But as with Tito's presentation, ESG is fundamental to all our companies in this sector. You have to be responsible custodians of the communities that you are affecting, and also the ground that you are removing.
I keep saying that the ESG has been around for decades already, mostly for mining companies, because we understand from the very beginning. I mean, I would go back to the 70s, maybe the end of the 60s and 70s, when we realized we need to spend more resources, and by resource I mean not a financial resource, but more efforts towards some things that were really important for us. And as Thomas mentioned today, the social license is very important. So ESG has been with us for a long time. What is happening more now is, I think we need to show more transparency, which at the end of the day will be costly for sure, right? And I see another issue that may affect us. It's not only the way we have to present ourselves to the society, but the way the society has to understand us. I mean, we tend to operate in very poor areas, right? So the tendency is that the locals, they tend to look at us and say, oh, this is the solution for all problems. So this is a big challenge. I see as a mining company which is developing new projects in isolated remote areas. We need to come up with solutions for the locals, making them understand that we are not the only solution. We are part of the many different solutions that may come up from the authorities, from the other stakeholders, and so on. So this combination of factors will be affecting the supply in the future. So we operate in Peru, for example. Peru is going through a political transition time now, with leftists winning the elections and so on. It's a big challenge. It's going to be a big challenge because we don't know what's going to happen there. As Thomas also mentioned, they are in places where the political environment still has a lot of uncertainty, right? So the combination of those factors make us believe that probably the supply side will be affected, not only from zinc, but for copper as well, given those difficulties. It has nothing to do with the company being performed properly, ESG, but also the factors that can affect the development of those companies.